Yes, call this meeting to order, everybody. Good afternoon. We'll call this meeting to order. We have a quorum established. Dr. Severe, Ms. Cameo will record the roll. We'll now go on to Pledge of Allegiance. We will have our student board member, Christine, if you will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. We will have the adoption of the agenda. I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda. Ms. Buggs?
I make a motion to approve the agenda, having pulled one contract from the consent agenda.
Okay, what contract would you like to remove?
17, Pencil
Okay.
Foundation.
1B17?
Yes.
Second, I approve, I second the motion with the amendment.
All right. We have a motion on the floor to adopt the.
Sorry, I have one I wanted to pull as well.
Okay.
I rescind my motion, and I would like to pull item 1B, Pencil Foundation, from the consent agenda.
Okay.
And can I amend that motion to also pull?
You pulled it.
You rescinded it.
So we can list all the things.
Okie dokie. Can we pull 1B, 17, and 20 from the agenda?
17 and 20. All right, there's a motion on the floor to adopt the agenda, removing 1B17 and 1B20 from the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second with the amendments.
Second, is there discussion? All in favor of passing the motion, raise your hand. It passed unanimously. We will move on.
I'm sorry, point of order. Since we have folks online,
Oh, yes.
we need to do roll call.
We have to do a roll call. Dr. Severe, will you please call the roll for the motion to adopt the agenda with removing 1B17 and 1B20?
Ms. Masters,
Yes.
Dr. DeBaugh McKinney, we'll come back to her. We'll come back to Dr. DeBaugh McKinney. Ms. Buggs,
Aye.
Ms. Mays,
Yes.
Ms. Player,
Aye.
Ms. Block,
Aye.
Ms. Tyler,
Aye.
Dr. DeBaugh McKinney, and Chair Elrod.
Okay.
It's all ayes, thank you.
All right. Okay, the motion passes. We will move on to our director's report. Dr. Battle. Oh, by the way, my name is Frida Player. I'm the vice chair. I'm sitting in as chair. I should have done that earlier. Chair Elrod, Dr. Battle, and board member Dr. DeBaugh McKinney are in San Diego at the Great City School Conference representing MNPS. So we are happy that they're there, and so that's why I'm here. And so that's why we are doing a roll call, because they're here virtually. So that's what we're doing. All right, Dr. Battle, I hand it over to you, please.
Thank you, Vice Chair Player. Good evening, board members. Today I wanted to highlight just a couple of our many efforts to improve the quality of our athletic programs throughout the district so that we can be more equitable and provide great opportunities for our students. As many of you know, athletics were an important part of my very own academic career at MNPS, which helped me to go to college and earn my teaching degree, which set me on the path to later becoming superintendent. So here at MNPS, athletics should never be a substitute for strong instruction and academic success, but rather yet another tool to ground students in the lessons and mindsets that encourage scholar athletes to be successful on the field, in the classroom, and in life itself. Next slide, please. Thank Thank you. So one of those aspects I wanted to focus on is our elementary cross country program, which is bringing our youngest learners from across the city together to experience the joys of competition with their fellow students. I want to give a special shout out to Penny Howard, our Director of Elementary and Middle School Athletics, for helping to drive this work and ensure that all students who want to participate have the opportunity. We're going to show a short video next that highlights this work and joy experienced by students in the program. Go ahead and watch the video, please.
It's a really awesome kind of exposure event for a lot of these kids that may not know about like what cross country is, and it might be something they want to be interested in like middle school and high school where they can actually take it like long term. So I think it's just a really cool like eye opener. Hey, this is what a sport you can do one day, and I think it's really awesome. We're excited about like us racing and getting like winning and getting a like really cool trophy. Because I have a lot of trophies I want to get. It's something like track and running and racing. Dude, first like dude is gonna get also gonna get trophies. So watch out for these dudes.
Oh, go babies.
Everybody on our team has improved, not just with this moment, but with their overall character this year.
Love to see it. Oh yeah. That's nice.
Well, that was so inspiring. Thank you to everyone who helped make that happen and to set up the expectations for further opportunities down the road. I hope you can see the joy and the excitement on the faces of our students and their families. It has been a fun, festive, and supportive cross-country season for elementary students, and we're excited about the future ahead. So next, I want to highlight our work around equitable athletics through the Turf Field Project, aimed at giving every student athlete a top-notch and high-quality field on which to practice and compete. This project has been done in collaboration and with the support of Metro Government and the Tennessee Titans. On Friday, we celebrated the third completed field in our first cohort of schools with East Nashville Magnet High School. It was a great event, and these openings have brought together members of the community around our teams, our student athletes, and the schools who anchor their communities. In fact, our schools have been seeing the largest school community fan base at these events as we've been launching or unveiling our turf fields in our stadiums. Let's show our video. so we got some exciting things happening in this space. Again, board members, thank you again for your support and your leadership in this space. A special shout out again to our city leadership, to the Tennessee Titans for their collaboration. It makes me so proud to be tried and true around our mantra of every student known, and that means knowing our students um, off the field, on the field, in our classrooms, in every way possible to make sure that they're on a path towards success. So again, thank you for allowing me an opportunity to highlight what we're doing with our athletics. There is more to come, and of course, more connections and opportunities to be made for and on behalf of our students. With that, Vice Chair Player, I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much. It's so cute to see the kids. And we really value athletics. I know a lot of us on the board were past student athletes, and I think that's why we function so well as a board, that we understand the value of teamwork and tenacity and persevering. And that's one of the things that takes you on to your everyday life, no matter what you do as a living. Now we're going to move on to the more, I guess, democratic process. And while we do that, I want to take a point of personal privilege and welcome Professor McTammy's class from Peabody College. It's the class of Society, School, and Teacher class, so you get to see us happening. I know you have requested us to speak, but unfortunately, your class is the same time as we have to conduct the business of the people. So hopefully we're glad that you're welcome into, this is your space, but also that it'll teach you that hopefully many of you, not one of you, but many of you will be at this dais leading the district, either as a school board member or even as a teacher or a principal or whatever. So I hope you learn a lot. Hopefully you don't confuse you. If you do, see us afterwards. We'll explain the process to you. But welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for going to the field of education. It really means a lot. We really need it, because once you educate a child, you literally change the democracy and civilization that we have seen over the past couple weeks and years. So thank you for being here. We'll go into public participation now. I know I think we have 2 people that are speaking. So Mr. Graham Spencer, if you please come up to the podium, please.
So sorry, I was not prepared to be ready so quick.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I could filibuster, but
Yeah.
I don't think you want that.
Good evening, Vice Chair, members of the board. Thank you so much for your time tonight. My name is Graham Spencer, and I am honored to serve as the MNEA Vice President. I'm excited to be here tonight recognizing the submission of our official PECA signatures earlier this semester. MNPS educators are overwhelmingly excited to affirm the importance of negotiating a memorandum of understanding for 2024 to 2027. We do believe that the collaborative conferencing process is a critical opportunity to support our students and our teachers by ensuring our schools are great places to work, which in turn creates great places to go to school. We thank the MNPS board and staff for working with us to set the PECA election process so that all teachers can vote yes to collective conferencing, and we encourage all educators to vote yes to MNEA representation. We're excited for the support of MNPS, as we know that a strong MOU creates better environments for teachers and students. As we get off to a swift start to the collaborative conferencing process, as we work to create a 2024-2027 MOU, we must incorporate the strengths of our current agreement and work towards increasing teacher retention through supporting educators' rights and respect, better student learning environments, and safe, strong, thriving schools. Supporting our teachers through the PECA process is a key way to ensure that we have excellent teachers that get to know every student across our district, and that we can create the best district in the Southeast. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you. Ms. Majo Cram.
Hi, I'm Mary Jo Cram. I teach Spanish and U.S. history at the Academy at Old Cockerell. I have 2 children at Dan Mills Elementary School, and I currently serve as the Secretary-Treasurer of MNEA. This past year, I served on the PECA team that collaborated with district leadership to write our MOU. Everyone who worked on that document was proud of the agreements we were able to reach. Having these rights and responsibilities written out makes life easier for everyone because expectations are clear. During this time of great labor unrest with strikes in Hollywood and the auto industry, I feel great solidarity with my union brothers and sisters in other parts of the country. Watching their struggles makes me feel lucky to have the bosses that I have, from my new principal, Ms. Zellers, to my former principal, executive director, Dr. Carl Carter, to Dr. Battle and the school board. No one here is a greedy capitalist trying to exploit teachers to make millions or to replace us with AI. In contrast, our PECA negotiations have been friendly, sincere, and productive. I think that's because we all want to put the students first, and we recognize that student learning conditions and teacher working conditions are one and the same. Along with other members of the MNEA, I stand ready to improve our MOU. I want to thank Dr. Battle and the board for supporting this process once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That will be an end to public participation. Now we'll move on to the governance issue. I will entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda. As amended, thank you. With 1B, 17, and 20 removed off the consent agenda.
So moved.
There is a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There is a second. Discussion? All right. Dr. Sevier, will you do a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Masters?
Yes.
Ms. Masters votes aye. Dr. Nabal McKinney?
Aye.
Dr. Nabal McKinney votes aye. Ms. Buggs?
Aye.
Ms. Buggs votes aye. Ms. Mays?
Aye.
Ms. Mays votes aye. Ms. Player?
Aye.
Ms. Player votes aye. Ms. Block?
Aye.
Ms. Block votes aye. Ms. Tyler?
Aye.
Ms. Tyler votes aye. Chair Elrod?
Aye.
Chair Elrod votes aye. Madam Vice Chair, it's unanimous, ayes.
Okay, we have, the motion passes 8-0 unanimously. Now we'll move on to the first item off the consent agenda, 1B 17, the Pencil Foundation contract. I will entertain a motion to consider that, or entertain a motion to bring discussion.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. All in favor? Oh, roll call. Sorry, Dr. Sevier, call the roll.
Masters?
Aye.
Ms. Masters votes aye. Dr. Nabal McKinney?
Aye.
Dr. Nabal McKinney votes aye. Ms. Buggs?
Abstain.
Ms. Buggs present not voting. Ms. Mays?
Aye.
Ms. Mays votes aye. Ms. Player?
Aye.
Ms. Player votes aye. Ms. Block?
Aye.
Ms. Block votes aye. Ms. Tyler?
Aye.
Taylor votes aye. Chair Elrod?
Aye.
Chair Elrod votes aye. 7 ayes, 1 present not voting.
Okay, so the motion passes with 7 ayes and 1 present not voting. Now we will move on for consideration. Contract 1B20, Remind 101 Incorporated. I'll entertain a motion to consider that, or entertain a motion for that contract.
So moved.
There is a motion to move the contract. Is there a second?
Second.
There is a second. Now discussion?
Thank you. May I
Yes.
be recognized?
Mhm.
Thanks.
School board member
I want
Masters.
to thank Dr. Sevier for having a little back and forth with me about this one, answering some of my questions. But I had a lingering question or two about it. I just want to clarify that I have received some communications from parents asking me about POSIP and where is POSIP, which used to be the system we used for anonymous polling. Noted that we had let that contract just sort of expire, and now we are expanding the contract with the Remind app. And I just wanted to know, A, whether or not there are any significant differences between what the apps can do, B, what the cost difference may or may not be. This is just sort of an unusual way to get to this, where we just let one contract expire, and now we're just sort of expanding and adding to an existing contract. So just want to understand sort of what the due diligence process was around making this decision, because that's it. Is there a cost difference? I'm assuming it wasn't put out for a bid process, since these were both existing contracts that we were dealing with. So I just kind of want to understand a little bit more about that decision, especially given that POSIP is a Nashville-owned company. And so, I love when we can be fiscally responsible and also support local businesses.
Okay, Dr. Battle or someone from her team?
I'm happy to respond to
Okay.
I'm not sure that I'll offer more. I think Dr. Severe may have already offered. I just haven't been privy to that conversation today. So we currently have Remind in place. There's two primary reasons here. Being fiscally responsible given particularly the approaching deadline and the fiscal cliff we're going to hit around the federal funds with ESSER, but also efficiencies for our families and for our team. We already have the Remind system in place that we use for as a multiple communication tool, and it's important that when we can be fiscally responsible and create efficiencies as a district in the way we communicate, that we do that. So we will be sharing more information. We have to go through this process first and assessing and making sure that as far as cost and the objectives of the programs that we can achieve those. And then we'll begin to communicate. We can't get ahead of the contracting process, so it was impossible to do before today, but we will be communicating and sharing out that information with families and staff. As board members are aware, and other leaders and families who might be listening in, we have leveraged Remind as a district-wide tool. And so we will continue to leverage it in that way, expanding the access and the efficiencies of those communications, similar to what we were doing with PASA, but in one system and not in multiple systems. That is feedback that we consistently receive from our families and our staff, that when we can be in one system and achieve multiple goals, we want to do that, particularly when we have an opportunity to also be fiscally responsible, given the non-recurring effect of the funds we were currently using to expand. So, Board Member Masters, I can't see, but I hope that answers your question with regards to the basis by which the team approached how we might address the needs of the district with the limited funding we do have.
Yes, thank you. Just one follow-up clarification. So the Remind, do we know it will have the anonymous polling option? Sort of the way POSIP had been the mechanism for parents to respond to principals with specific questions in an anonymous manner?
That's correct. Our goal is to continue with our text message, survey, anonymous way in which we can solicit parent feedback. We definitely want to continue doing that. It will just now move over to the Remind app.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions, discussion? All right, I will move to vote. All in favor of this contract?
Ms. Masters,
Aye.
Dr. Obama-Keeney,
Aye.
Dr. Obama-Keeney votes aye. Ms. Buggs,
Aye.
Ms. Buggs votes aye. Ms. Mays,
Aye.
Ms. Mays votes aye. Ms. Player,
Aye.
Ms. Player votes aye. Ms. Block,
Abstain.
Block passes. Ms. Tyler,
Aye.
Ms. Tyler votes aye. Chair Elrod,
Aye.
Chair Elrod votes aye. Madam Vice Chair, you have 7 ayes, 1 present not voting.
Okay, the contract passes with 7 ayes and 1 present not voting. We will now move on to board reports. I will hand it over to School Board Member O'Hara Block to discuss the director's evaluation.
Thank you, Vice Chair Player. So we did have a director evaluation committee meeting this afternoon, just before this meeting. And so the video of that meeting and the evaluation report PowerPoint will be posted online. But we did do our final summative evaluation for Dr. Battle for the 22-23 school year. A couple of things to note about that. So first, one of the goals of the evaluation for this year was to ensure that we were looking at specifically each of the focused outcomes, so literacy, numeracy, social emotional learning, and transitions, and so that our board final summative ratings would be associated with each of those focused outcomes, and then the signature initiatives, which were one of the parts of the previous evaluation, were rolled underneath each one of the focused outcomes that the district is concentrated on. And so the board gave feedback based on a couple of things. So one, the district strategic plan, the relationship between that and goals for each of the focused outcome areas. Dr. Battle completed quarterly self-reports. We did reviews of those self-reports. Each board member did reviews of those self-reports and gave feedback each quarter. We also had evaluation committee meetings twice over the course of the last year to review quarter 1 and quarter 2, and then again quarter 3 and quarter 4. And we also looked at summative data, TVOS, TCAP, benchmark, attendance, and other data as part of the evaluation. And so Dr. Mattel did receive a final rating from each of the board members on each of the focused outcomes. Those ratings could be met, partially met, or not met. We then looked at those across all board members and reported back on them. And as we did report earlier, Dr. Battle met with evidence from the board the outcome of literacy, met for numeracy, met for social emotional learning, and met for transitions. And so for each of those things, we did, as a board, provide specific evidence and feedback from the evaluation itself, and those will be available online for folks to review. And so that concludes the evaluation process for the 22-23 school year. And we are about to be underway in the evaluation process for the 23-24 school year. We will have the same approach, which is quarterly evaluations, quarterly self-ratings with feedback from the board. We'll then review quarter 1 and quarter 2 at an evaluation committee meeting in probably February. Quarter 3 and quarter 4 at an evaluation committee meeting probably in the July timeframe, and then a summative evaluation. Hopefully we'll be able to do that in September, August even if we can, of next year. That does require us getting the final summative data from the state in a manner that allows us to do that and to meet those timelines. Coming out of the meeting, we also discussed ensuring that we have some time as a board to talk about the goals for this particular school year, the overall goals relative to the strategic plan, each of the focused outcomes, and signature initiatives. And that, Chair Player, is my report.
Thank you very much. We will now move to announcements. District 1's not here. District 2. I know. we mix it up for you.
Okay, so in the video, I heard y'all giggle at one of my friends when he held up the trophy real big, and that's because I know that little man, and he dropped his time from over 13 minutes to 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
Wow.
At that race. I know. And one of the things I just wanted to provide as feedback, so we didn't have a discussion after those videos, was that his mom had really commented that she was surprised that when he said he wanted to do it, and that he wasn't one of the fastest kids, but that he worked really hard on the social skills and of sticking to it and working hard, and that executive function of making sure to practice and stay diligent, and the resiliency of it. And so congratulations to him, Mr. Evan. He is, I adore that kid. And Creve Hall, so we know because he goes to Creve Hall, and Creve Hall Elementary in that finals got second in girls and first in boys. So that's what that video was from, and I appreciate everyone participating in it. It appears to be a great process, and I'm glad that it's something we support as the board. Some quick board work that I just want to make sure, more than District 2, is that the TSBA annual convention is coming up Thursday, November 16th through the 19th. There's the leadership conference, and then there is the remainder of the annual conference or convention. If you are interested in going, please email me and let us know. I would like for us to have a bigger presence there this year. The delegation assembly, which last year was my first year going to that, is on Saturday, and there is an awards reception as well on that Saturday. The delegate assembly, again, it's on Saturday at 3 to 4:30. The packet about that was emailed today. Last year, we was our first year to really have a presence there as MNPS, though it was just lame. But within that, we've discussed a lot of really interesting things that as a board we've been discussed, especially the third grade retention law and all the resolutions that came out of that. So that's going to be in that packet that was emailed again today from TSBA. So if you'll please check those, that would be great. And then also in relation to that is the COSBA conference, which, as you may know, is their answer to NSBA. That is in February, and I know 2 of our members are interested in attending. If you are interested, please let me know about that again. The annual conference from that is February 22nd through the 25th. Other than that, it is an honor to be representing our wonderful board and all of our staff here at the Council of Great City Schools. I apologize for wearing a baseball cap. Technical issues that we've had. But it's an honor to be able to say, to share about the good work that we're doing with these large school systems and to speak on behalf of y'all. So I appreciate the confidence and us being here and look forward to giving y'all more of a report about what this convention is like. Thanks.
District 3.
Thank you. Just wanted to let everyone in District 3 know that I will be having a community meeting this Thursday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. in the Lions Hall at the Isaac Litton Alumni Center. Have the information on my social media. We are going to be, I'll answer questions. You know me, I'll talk to anyone about anything. But specifically what I'm trying to talk about is the potential policy changes to the academic magnet school application process. So I'll give a little presentation about that. We'll talk about it. People will ask questions. And that's what we'll do. So I hope people will come. I know it's hard to get out on a Thursday night after all the things, but I promise to be perky and fun if that helps. So hope to see y'all there.
District 4.
Hey everyone, I echo Ms. Elrod's statement on the technical difficulties. Truly sorry for all the technical difficulties, but it's been interesting on our end. So a couple of announcements. I just want to, I went to several events over the last couple of weeks across the district and just want to uplift these events. Starting with Andrew Jackson hosted their Eagle Run, which is their Eagle Run celebration and fundraiser for their school. If you have never been to Andrew Jackson's Eagle Run, it was a production. They did a whole Willy Wonka play as a part of their pep rally process, and it was just a production that I had never seen. So really want to uplift them and the great work that they are doing over at Andrew Jackson. The next, I attended the Battle of the Bands at Glencliff High School. Really want to congratulate McGavick High School and Glencliff High School for their performances in the Battle of the Band. Those were the 2 bands that were able to participate, and look forward to continuing to uplift our band programs and our arts and theater programs across the district. Next, was able to attend the Blue Ribbon Teachers ceremony that recognized high-achieving teachers across our district. That was in partnership with Nashville Public Education Foundation and MNPS. And we had 50 teachers that were recognized during the Blue Teachers ceremony at Vanderbilt Peabody. So just want to congratulate all of those teachers who were awarded the recognition, which included several in my district in the McGavick cluster. Also, the McGavick cluster is hosting a Parent Advisory Council meeting this Wednesday at 6 o'clock at the Hermitage Community Center. And we want to invite all parents who live in the McGavick cluster to come out to that meeting. It's again at 6 o'clock this Wednesday at the Hermitage Community Center. If you have any questions, please visit the McGavick Cluster is set up on Facebook and Instagram. Also, the website is McGavick, or the email is McGavickClusterPack@gmail.com. So if you have any questions or would like to attend, either show up or email them for more questions, and they will be happy to help. And then the last thing is Pencil is hosting their Principal for the Day, which is coming up November. Does anyone have that date? I don't have it readily available. But the Principal for the Day is a great opportunity for community leaders and community members to go into to visit our schools and learn more about our schools and the great things that our school leaders and teachers and students are doing within our schools. So if you have not signed up and you would like to, check and see if there's still availability to sign up and participate. It's a great program and a great opportunity to visit our schools. Oh, one other thing, I do want to, I also want to, two things happened this last week at McGavick High School. The Elevate, which is formerly known as Leadership Donaldson Hermitage, McGavick hosted them, the business community, to come in to visit McGavick High School and learn about the academies of Nashville and all the great things that McGavick High School does. It was a group of about 25, 30 people that came in to visit. They had a great visit, and they were really impressed not only with all of the academies within the school, but they had a wonderful lunch provided by our culinary arts students. And then this past weekend, McGavick High School was also the host to the Every Student Known Conference, our first annual conference that was hosted in the district. It was a wonderful turnout of middle and high school students across our district. We also had the pleasure of meeting and listening to Cece Winans and her team that came to the event, and all of the great Creative Girls Rock and all of the other great hosts that participated in this event. So I look forward to more of these types of events that really bring in our students and support our families across our district. Thank you.
All right, thank you. District 5.
Thank you. I just want to congratulate those members of our community who were recently, or this past month, who were celebrated during the NPF Hall of Fame Awards. They typically have about 3 different alumni who are celebrated, and one just so happens to be my uncle, Reverend Dr. State House Representative Harold Love, so congratulations to him and the entire Whites Creek community. I also, sadly, would like to send our condolences to Judge Dinkins and his family, to Judge Dinkins' family in his passing about 2 weeks ago. I know the ceremony or the service was this past Saturday. He was a titan among men, a civil rights leader, a leader in many different ways, but certainly a litigator and a judge that sent shockwaves through this community in the best ways.
Especially in education.
Yes, especially in education in a number of different ways, and during integration and desegregation. So if you've not ever heard about Judge Dinkins, please look him up, and we just send our thoughts and prayers to his family. And lastly, yes, you can be a principal for the day through the Pencil Foundation if you visit Pencil for Schools. Yep, pencilforschools.org. And Principal for a Day is hosted Thursday, November 2nd. It's typically a morning commitment, so roughly 3 hours, and then there's a luncheon afterwards, during which you'll hear from students, you'll hear from principals and teachers. So we welcome community members. This is a great way for community leaders to really invest in our schools in different ways. Thank you so much.
All right, District 6.
Thank you. And thank you, Ms. Buggs, for the reminder of Judge Dinkins. He actually swore me in the first time I was elected to serve on the school board, so that was a very special moment for me. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Quick announcements. The Antioch and Cane Ridge Cluster PAC groups are setting a meeting, hopefully coming up in the next 2 weeks. That information will be posted on my socials, so anyone who is in the Antioch cluster or the Cane Ridge cluster, please make plans to attend. We would love to have you. Also, couple of reminders. October 31st is the Freshman Career Exploration Fair. It will be held at the Music City Center, and it will comprise all of the high school freshmen will be in attendance, as well as our business partners in the academies of Nashville. It is an absolutely amazing, amazing event, and it runs from, I think, 7 a.m. to about 2 p.m. It is absolutely an amazing event, and I would encourage any school board members who are available to stop in to please do so. You will not be disappointed. It is absolutely amazing to see the faces of these high school freshmen when they have an opportunity to talk to business partners about their future careers. Additionally, I want to send a quick reminder that planning is underway for the 2024 Nashville MLK Day programs. Our keynote speaker this year will be the incomparable poet, author, and professor Nikki Giovanni. She will grace us as our convocation keynote speaker. I also want to remind any young people who are interested in participating, we have an opportunity for you to get involved with our youth committee. And just as a reminder, if you are a part of the planning committee, you will earn community service hours. So you can reach out to us at Nashville MLK Day Events at gmail.com, or you could go to the website, which is NashvilleMLKDay.com, and sign up to be a volunteer for the youth committee. It will be a great event. And this year we will hold our youth symposium at MLK Day Academic Magnet School, which I think is quite appropriate, yes. And finally, just for anybody in this city who may not have heard, this Friday, the Tanger Outlet Malls will open, so we expect a lot of traffic in the Southeast Nashville area. But come on out there, spend your revenue out there in Southeast Nashville. We appreciate you. We would appreciate that. And, one final reminder again, Principal for a Day is coming up November 2nd. If you have not already signed up, please do so. You will not regret it. It is an absolutely amazing program, and I'm so grateful to the Pencil Foundation for continuing to put this on every year. One of my favorite events, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having a great fiscite at the keynote speaker.
Yes.
District 8.
So I have not yet set a date for a community meeting on the magnet school policy, but we'll have that out shortly. Wanted to highlight that Hillsborough High School has their Future Boroughs event this Thursday. So Friday is a day that students will not report to school, but we do have my children have student-led conferences. We have parent-teacher conferences happening on Friday. So Thursday night, students who can join from 5 to 7 at Hillsborough, there will be trick-or-treating and free hot dogs. I have been serving for the last 2 weeks on a working group of the state around the A through F grading system that state law requires, and want to encourage folks to take a look at what we had all participated in various community meetings that had occurred from the state. Comments are welcome and open on this on the potential of this system and what it might contain from sort of an overall perspective. It's required by law that these grades include achievement, growth, and some other measure for schools. And so I would encourage folks to get out and be sure to make comments. The overwhelming consensus, it seems to me, of this group is that there should be a clear, there should be reporting on achievement, not just from a proficiency perspective, but also from an improvement perspective, as well as looking at growth the way we have defined growth in Tennessee for a long time, which is around value added. There seems to be some sense among the Department of Education that that is not the direction they might want to head in. And so the more we can get public comment in, that is very helpful. Also wanted to recognize the JT Moore girls soccer team won the city championship for middle school soccer yesterday. This is their 6th title in a row. And so they are a powerhouse, and they have a fantastic coach, and his name is Scott Putney, and he is also an 8th grade history teacher. And so I just want to give a quick shout out to Coach Putney, who has done an amazing job with the JT Moore girls soccer program over many years. And with that, I am done. Thanks.
All right. District 9.
Yes, I also had a reminder that students will be out of school this Friday for parent-teacher conferences. If you have concerns about your child and you do not have a conference scheduled yet, please reach out to your child's teacher ASAP. Hopefully there's a spot available. Another thing, several things going on in Bellevue coming up. On Thursday, October 26th this week, you are invited to come meet your Bellevue area council members, as well as Vice Mayor Angie Henderson and Mayor Freddie O'Connell. They will be at the Bellevue Regional Community Center from 5 to 7 p.m. I hope to be able to swing by there at the very end of that. I will be coaching my son's rec soccer team beforehand, so I might be kind of gross, but I'll be there. And also, I will be hosting a community meeting on Tuesday, November 7th, to discuss the potential policy changes to our academic magnet school policy. It will take place at Bellevue Middle School from 6 to 7:30 p.m. So if you can come, please join us. Let me know what your thoughts are. I will be available to answer any questions, let everybody know what the policy says, what we're discussing adding to it. If you are unable to come, feel free to send me an email with your thoughts. I've already received several from people and are kind of slowly responding to them as I have time. But if you are unable to come to the meeting, please do send me your thoughts via email. All right, thank you.
All right, Chair Mays. Chair Mays. Former Chair Mays.
Yeah, been there, done that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Chair Emeritus.
Just a quick reminder to everyone, I had a community meeting last week to discuss the magnet school changes, and we have 2 additional meetings coming up. I've also had people reaching out to me recently asking about those changes. This is your opportunity to get answers to your questions. We have 2 other meetings set. Our school board member Abigail Tyler and school board member Masters are both having meetings. If you have questions about the magnet school policy changes, I encourage you to attend. As I said before, if once this is done, it's done, and it's going to be too late. So make sure you get out and ask those questions. Plenty of opportunities. And just one quick gotcha moment. I said this to Dr. Nabama Kinney, but congratulations to both the Antioch High School and Cane Ridge High School teams for beating McGavock High School. Yeah! So we had a clean sweep out in Southeast Nashville, so there's that. Thank you, thank you, Chair.
You're welcome. Our school board member, Ms. Christine.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to quickly touch on 2 points. Before fall break, Lawson did beat Hillsborough's volleyball team. Unfortunately, Elena couldn't make it to this meeting, which tragic because I can't rub it in her face. But I miss her, love her. And this Friday is Lawson's first homecoming, which is exciting because it is our first, and it's our first school dance, which excited for. That's all I had to say.
TCAP assessment application committee. Thank you.
The game? We already had our game, which, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about that.
I heard about that.
Ms. Buggs, Chair Emeritus Buggs.
Chair Emeritus, oh my goodness. Okay, one last thing that I completely forgot about. The TCAP, my apologies, I'm trying to find it now. The TCAP application committee. Yes, the TCAP Assessment Committee at the Tennessee Department of Education is now open for applications through October 29th. This is a great opportunity for educators to have their voices heard. We know 2 things. Both the TCAP assessment is likely being revised, and so that committee is there. Please look into that. Also, this is a science curriculum adoption year, right? I'm going to say yes. I'm fairly certain this is a science adoption year. So science teachers, science educators, please be checking your email. I'm sure Dr. Williams has or might in the future be sending something else. My apologies. So just know that the state will be adopting new curriculum for us to review next year, so be on the lookout. My apologies, Dr. Williams. Thank you.
All right. two quick things before we adjourn. To just recognize we had the MSEP grant press conference at Wright Middle School. Wright Middle School is becoming a magnet middle school, so congratulations to them. And a public service announcement, parents' report cards went out today, so if your kids may not or may be forthcoming with that, I know we have Mr. Obar McKinney, who is negotiating Warblocks bucks due to the delivery of his report card. So look out for that. Maybe your family have been very, hopefully they're very eager to do that. If not, go searching, ask for a search warrant. Anyway, this meeting's adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.